'Cause, oh Lord, you are my shelter, and oh Lord, you are my help. Yes, oh Lord, you are my anchor. Let me hide in you forever. My soul thirsts for you. Let me hide in you forever and ever and ever. My soul thirsts for you. My soul thirsts for you. Yes, my soul thirsts for you. My soul thirsts for you. My soul thirsts for you, Lord. My soul thirsts for you. 'Cause, oh Lord,
you are my shelter.
oh
Oh
Lord,
Lord, you are
my
my
help.
help.
Oh
Oh
Lord,
Lord, you hold
you hold
my
my
anchor.
Let me hide
Let me hide in you
forever.
forever.
My soul,
My soul thirsts for you.
say, 'cause, oh Lord, my shelter. Oh Lord, my help. Oh Lord, let me hide forever. Tell him, I want to hide in you. Let me hide in you forever. I don't want to go nowhere. Let me hide, let me hide. Get up. My soul thirsts for you, Lord. Let me hide forever and ever. Oh, let me hide in you, yes. Tell me how long my soul
thirsts for you.
my soul thirsts for you.
My soul thirsts for you.
Yeah.
My soul thirsts for you.
My soul thirsts for you.
My soul thirsts for you. My soul thirsts for you.
My soul thirsts for you.
My soul thirsts for you.
Yeah.
My soul thirsts for you.
Let me hide.
Let me hide in you forever. My soul thirsts for you.
Let me hide.
Let me hide in you forever. My soul thirsts for you.
Like a heavy load to bear, like the barren woman's prayer. Hear me, Lord, I know you are here. So, Lord, my soul thirsts
For you.
I'm the morning without dew. I'm the lonely after. Like a sailboat needs the wind. So, Lord, my
Soul thirsts for you.
so, Lord,
My soul thirsts for you.
so, Lord,
My soul thirsts for you.
like suckling child, like the dried out river Nile. Fill my heart with you once again. So Lord,
My soul thirsts for you.
like the merchant seeks his gain, like the desert waits for rain. Fill my heart with you again. Tell me why.
My soul thirsts for you.
'Cause oh Lord,
Oh Lord, you are my shelter. Oh Lord, you are my help.
tell him.
Oh Lord, you are my anchor. Let me hide in you
Forever.
forever.
My soul,
My soul thirsts for you.
let me hide
Let me hide in you
forever.
forever.
My soul,
My soul thirsts
let
for
me
you.
hide in you
Let me hide in you
forever.
forever. My soul thirsts for
Let
you.
me hide
Let me hide in you
forever.
forever.
My soul,
My soul thirsts for you.
my soul thirsts for you. Yeah.
My soul thirsts for you. My soul thirsts for you.
So let me hide
Let me hide in you
forever.
forever.
My soul,
My soul thirsts for you.
let me hide
Let me hide in you
forever.
forever.
My soul,
My soul thirsts for you.
let me hide
Let me hide
forever
in
and
you
ever and ever.
forever.
Lift up your hands and worship
My
him.
soul
Talk to
thirsts for
him.
you.
Tell him my soul thirsts for you.
My soul thirsts for you.
My own very soul.
My soul thirsts for you.
My soul thirsts for you.
My soul
I'm thirsty for you. Like the living waters of life. Yeah.
My soul thirsts for you.
'Cause oh Lord,
Cause oh Lord, you are my shelter.
oh
Oh
Lord,
Lord,
you are my help.
my help.
Oh Lord,
Oh Lord, you are
my
my
anchor.
anchor.
Let me hide.
Let me hide in you forever.
My soul,
My soul
light is shining in the darkness. What is it saying now? Yeah. Hallelujah. When you see light alone, Jonathan, remember that it is shining out of what? The impossible is what? Capital C, capital H, capital E, capital A, capital P, Sarah. That's what the impossible is. When you sit down pensively and you are worried and you are weighed down, don't forget to remember. A light is shining here. What is it saying now? That Jesus is. Say he is risen from the dead. Say he is risen. He light is shining in the darkness. Jesus, my Jesus. Open it. Yeah. as the sun rises out of every night, so also light is breaking forth for you. Do you understand me? Your salvation is nearer than when you first believed. It has not yet happened. You may sit down and say, when is not the question you should ask. It is coming. You can have faith in him and trust him. He has never failed anybody, and there is no reason why he should fail you. The impossible is capital C, capital H, capital E, capital A, capital P. This night that I passed yesterday, if it wasn't for this reality, Jonathan, I would not have made it to this morning. There were enough things in my life to make me just give up. There was even nothing encouraging. Nobody called me throughout the night. No text message suggesting leave. Yeah. I had to waddle through. Finally, I looked at him. I said, I know it's between me and you. Look at what he said in Isaiah. A smoldering flax, he will not what? Quench. A bruised reed, he will not what? Break. You know smoldering flax? When you grew up with your grandmother, we used to carry coal, and then we put it in dry grass, and then until it catches fire. Then we drop it in a bigger bunch and put firewood. We have to know how to arrange it. You must arrange it with enough air so the fire can burn, because oxygen helps the combustion. Smoke in your eyes. All of us knew how to do it. And your grandmom is waiting to put water on fire. That's what Jesus does. When you come, even if you are just smoldering, he will close you and fan you into a fire. That's what women are supposed to do. And that's what men are supposed to do. We live to fan each other. Don't tell me who is he or who is she. Why did you marry them? You say, I made a mistake. Well, you see, your call to becoming a child of God is to turn things around. What is your ministry? Turning things around. So turn it around. Make the most out of it. My sister, when she turned 50, Maxine, she was dying of cancer. All her bones were rotten while she was alive. Pause. I will help her be squeezing it and scrubbing her skin. Her skin was like scales. I'll use brush to be brushing it. My wife will let me go and stay in England. It's when I arrive, her husband will then be able to travel, take some time off. And then it was her 50th birthday, and I decided that I was going to give her a treat. So I chartered a limousine. I've never done that for myself. I chartered a limo for her. And I told them to put champagne. We don't drink. I said they should put champagne in ice, because that's how limos are. And then we rented a hotel in Tower Hill in the city center. The heart of London. We paid for the hall about 2,000-3,000 pounds. Good hotel. And then I started psyching her. Get ready, get ready. Her husband will be signaling me, talk to your sister. I said, get ready, get ready. I brushed her feet, removed the scales, and rubbed oil. And I was telling her, you know, it's just symbolic. Let's slap Satan. She said, no. Chris, I told God he should heal me. I want to go to Kaduna and dance on the stage. That was her dream. That when he heals her, she will come to Costain and dance on our stage. Then I will laugh. I say, with which leg? She said, yeah, with this 1.5 leg now. I will be dancing like that now. And then she will be, then she will laugh a little. Because that was my assignment. So by evening, we had already conditioned her to follow us. Then I can't forget when we got out of the front door and we were carrying her because she couldn't walk. So we got inside the limo and then laid her. The husband was on the other side of the door. I was on this side pushing and he was pulling. Then she laid down. We put pillows in the limo and then we drove off. And with the limo, there are uniformed, driver and they drove us to the hotel. When we got there, they had a specialized wheelchair that, carried her up the stairs. Wheelchair is electric like a lift, and took her up, and then we pushed her into the hall. And then when we got into the hall, people were giving her gifts. Then I said to her, we have the greatest birthday gift for you. And she said, what? I said, you are going to preach your birthday. She was 50. And we gave her the microphone. Then the girl preached her funeral. She preached her funeral that day. She said to us, when the doctor says what he has said, what do you want to do about it? Get over it. If your husband says he's not getting married again or he's not doing again, and he walks out the room with another woman, taller than you, prettier than you, richer than you, what do you do about it? Get over it. She listed everything that can go wrong, and she commanded us to what? Get over it. A few weeks later, she was dead. And all the priests in Westminster came. And she had told her husband that her brother should preach. That she wanted me to lead the coffin, the procession into the church, and be singing to the ends of the earth. And that's what I was singing as we were walking in. In my own grief, I was singing, I heard you say, go to the world, make me disciples in every nation. And I heard you say, baptize them to me in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. What did you do? And then I sat down at my own table, and I began to talk with the spirit of wisdom, till I found that every wise man only goes to the battle. Tell me when he's fought a winning plan. Now I know, now your wisdom is established. I will go with you wherever you are leading me on. I'm starting from Jerusalem, Judea and Samaria, till I reach the ends of the earth. I was inspired by Catherine Kuhlman when she stood there at the Full Gospel Men's International 50th anniversary in Jerusalem. And she said, it was down on the streets here. Not too far away from here. Saul of Tarsus, he met Jesus and the light slapped him from his horse. But God had left the instruction to start from Jerusalem, all Judea and Samaria. And when they will not go, he had to raise their killer to do it. That was what inspired me. You are the first to ever hear it. They are classics. These kinds of songs, you don't buy them with garden egg. Always the grass, it looks greener on the other side. But where you have sent me is just good enough for my soul. That's why I'm starting from Jerusalem, Judea and Samaria, until I reach the ends of the earth. Well, that day, my sister had reached the ends of the earth. How many of you remember Pa? He was good. That came and spoke to us, the old man. Hugh was a taxi driver. He brought his car and he was carrying people to the funeral and back. He's one of the most respected men of God in England. That was the kind of girl she was. That's how she affected people. And I was walking in front. I was afraid to look back. Just to see. I didn't want to look back and confirm that they are carrying coffin for my sister. Because I thought we will walk for the next 50 years together. See, we were not boy and girl. We were like 2 boys or 2 girls. Do you get what I'm saying? There was no go areas. She would call me and tell me, what is that? If I tell her to do something, she'll do it. Impossible. She broke rules in her life. Yeah. And then when I got up on the pulpit, her husband just looked at me and said, the sisters told me that she told them to tell me on the funeral. So she knew she was going to die. And the husband was saying, we're standing in faith, honey. And she would say, yes, honey. But she knew she was going to die. So she told her sister that at the service, because if they tell him before the service, it will break his heart. Because they made an oath that they will not break their pact, the pact of life. They were hoping that she would bounce back and then they will repair everything that they didn't repair. So that was when the sister said to her, said, Max said she wanted her brother Chris to preach her funeral. And this is where she wrote it so that you will know. He was in no position to do the funeral. But you see, the priests at the Westminster Chapel wanted to handle the funeral. The Anglican, everybody wanted to handle it. That was how she was respected. She ran for mayor of London on the Christian Party. So he now came and told me, he said, Chris, they said your sister Max wanted you to preach the funeral. I don't know any other person else that can really preach it because you were there with us from the beginning. So I said to him, no problem. No problem. But there was problem when I climbed up on the pulpit. After I finished the song, I didn't know what to do. So I looked at them. I said, I think we should play her birthday party. Her 50th birthday. Everybody said, yeah. Something to cheer up the atmosphere. Let's remember her alive when they put the thing there. That was when it dawned on me. She pulled a coup, a fast one. She had preached her funeral. She knew that when I hear it, I won't preach again. Get over it! It's not the end of the world. Do what? Get over it. And my dad and my mom, they died in the same accident. Do what? Get over it! That's what she preached. That's why you are a believer. You're a child of God. Get over it. Clean your house. Dust yourself up and get ready. Rally to the battle. Until we reach where? The ends of the earth. And where's the ends of the earth? It's the feet of Messiah. There you lift up your eyes and your eyes will lock with his. And then you see the entire reward of all you have gone through. The reward will pour out of his eyes into your heart. I'm starting from my home, among my people and in my country. And then I must go to the ends of the earth. We are a people who have a history. Tell me now, that's why our eyes are fixed on our destiny. We're starting from Jerusalem, Judea and Samaria, until we reach the ends of the earth. So a smoldering flask, he will not quench. A bruised reed, he will not break. He will mend it. He will bind it. He will put a splint on it so that it would heal. He will blow the fire tenderly When it is becoming hotter, then he will now increase the velocity of his blowing until it becomes a full flame. That's what he does. He improves you. So you to do it for another. Improve them. That is what being a woman is. Oh, now I'm excited. So he says to us, strengthen the things that remain. Stop strengthening the things that are dying and dead. Stop it. Don't sit down and be described, and then they did, and then they did not do, and then they said, and then they did not said, and then they said not, and then said. Strengthen the things that remain. Thank God they didn't sound me. They only spoke. Abi? Thank God they didn't leave the house. Thank God they didn't break my head. Thank God. Find something to what? Strengthen the things that remain. The things that are alive. Strengthen them. Stop looking at the things that are dead. Strengthen the things that remain. Lift up the feeble hands and straighten the feeble knees. All the hands that are hanging limp, lift them up. They are all there in Isaiah. Go and find them. Lift up the hands that are hung limp and straighten the knees that are getting crooked out of the way. Jesus was the one that shouted, awake, thou that sleepest. Let Christ do what? Give thee light. Why are we doing this conference now in July? It's mid-year. Symbolically, the year is already run halfway and the year is getting tired. So we need to inject fresh fire, new wine, push it into it. If you look at the year and you look at the things that have failed, you are finished. So take off your eyes from death and strengthen the things that remain. What is alive? Give it life. More life. Awake! Let Christ give you light. The Lord had to warn the king. He said, do you remember where I picked you from? You were the least in your father's house. Nothing! And I picked you and made you what you are. And now you dare disobey me. So today, let's draw lines. I won't cross this line again. Make the commitment. Say it. Instruct your heart to remember it. If you want to plant a memorial, sow a seed. Say, this is the seed I sowed the day I made up my mind. Haven't you read David's Psalms? Psalm 23. This is the psalm that David prayed the day the Lord delivered him out of the hands of Saul. Do you understand me? Leave a memorial. Demonstrate trust.